in Southern Oregon. Oregon Water Resources Department public hearing, and this is going to be going on 7 till 9 at the Jackson County Auditorium. This is on Table Rock Road in Medford. So you head on Table Rock and you head towards White City, Central Point, or past Central Point, really, and getting in that neighborhood. 7520 Table Rock, 7 till 9 tonight. 7 till 9 tonight. Mr. X, I was wondering if you could tell us why this meeting is so important and what drove this, because there have been so many intrusions to keep track on. I want to make sure that sometimes I get whipsawed. Even as a host, I get whipsawed from place to place. Where's the latest state of Oregon political fire that we have to put out? Huh? What are you thinking, huh?
Well, the first thing I think it's prudent, Bill, what we've got to do is change the information you just gave a little bit, because as I read it, the meeting is from 5:30 to 6:30 is going to be the information-only session. So if you're truly interested, you want to show up and see what kind of information only that they're giving you. And then the public comment time is from 7 p.m. The hearing time is from 7 to 9 p.m.
Oh, thank you. I didn't realize that 7 till 9 is the comment period. So, boy, this is, I guess they're expecting a lot of public comment then is really what's going on here, huh?
Well, as I look at it, all of this is, a camouflage scheme. And it comes, as I read through and I look at it, we could go into it for hours, Bill. But the truth is, it comes down through a 100-year water vision plan from Kate Brown that she started years ago. Now, Kate Brown, she's no longer our governor. She was probably one of the worst governors in the history that we've had in the state. She was one of the most ridiculous things. Now she doesn't live here anymore. She was from Minnesota. She got here, and all of a sudden now she's, made her way through the political system, and then she leaves after she's inflicted this stuff upon us.
Isn't it fascinating? I've known other people like Ginny Burdick and others that have done destruction. They take their purrs, and they get the hell out of Dodge. Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, anyway, as far as these water rules, though, what do people of interest need to do? We just need to focus on this meeting. So you want to go there at 5:30 to see the information that's being presented, and then at 7 o'clock you can have your say. But where do they want to take it?
Well, to look at that, Bill, it's one of the most intrusive things you can imagine, because I was reading stories that were so astounding to me. They're going after small farmers in smaller situations, and it's about groundwater. It's about the using wells to irrigate. Okay, now I understand that we have to maintain some type of watch on this, but
look at what happened during all the illegal wells being used to water hemp and pot back in the day. Right?
That's exactly right. And I look at that, but that was something that was imposed upon us, because the reality to it is we need food. And there was a story I read about a small farmer, and this is up in the south part of the Willamette Valley. And this lady had an acre of land, and she grew food, and she got a business license, and she not only grew her own food, but she sold some at a local farmer's market. Okay. Well, they sent her a letter saying you can't do this anymore.
Well, yeah. Well, the moment that you make it a commercial operation, then you have to have a commercial well permit, though.
That's exactly right.
Now, that's nothing really new, though, is it? Or is it new?
No, but it's, the intrusion is, what are they going to do when they control everything through their, methodologies, their procedures, which are literally conceived and pushed forward through the consensus type thing. And all of this comes through this 100-year vision plan and the advisory committees that were put together for it and all of these things. But the input comes from sources that are guiding you to the word sustainable, okay? Always sustainable.
Well, sustainable means that you don't get to do anything. Is essentially where
that's exactly right.
Where they want it. Okay, so the department is proposing. What's going on here? The way I explained it, the way it was explained to me by State Rep Dwayne Yunker, is that the department is proposing new restrictions on these water right permits in Oregon. Right. So that's what's going on tonight. Correct.
That's it. Well, you can't look at it and make it a blanket statement like that, but you can. It's an imposition. That's right. They're imposing new restrictions, but they're also imposing a lot of other things with these rules. And it's imperative that if you're any type of property owner that is using well water to irrigate, now bear in mind this comes on the tail of what? On the tail of them giving the approval. The same Oregon boards gave the approval to remove the dams under Kate Brown's wonderful leadership. Let's remove the dams. Let's remove our stored water. Now they want to tell you, well, you can't grow food without our blessing. You know, all of these things combined, but every aspect of it is an affront to everything. So you look at it, you look at who's in the background on the consensus that created the predetermined outcome that they want to achieve tonight. And that's the thing to focus on, is looking at that aspect of it and then coming up, listening to their information, but coming up with a comment that can, change the outcome of it.
What do you think would be an example of a comment that could change it? And like I said, we can't spend the whole hour talking about this, but, I want, if people are going to go there, just to put a comment down like, you stupid liberals, this is dumb, that's probably not going to move the needle.
No,
right?
That's not the comment, but that's why I wanted to make sure people understood there's a listening session, that you listen to the information that they're providing, but also look at it as, well, the consensus things we talked about for years, Bill, the reality to it is they're controlled legislatively. Okay, they can only have an influence when other laws don't exist. Well, you look at the actual, what they're trying to do is void out the support of the foundational documents. And this is too long of an explanation, but simplistically, you want to listen, you want to look at it, you want to say, what you actually see as an affront to your own property rights or your own right of being able to sustain yourself on your land.
Okay, so when they talk about sustainable development, you talk about, hey, how about sustainable life? When they talk about sustainability, sustaining our lives here. Mm-hmm.
The push to sustainable development is, the administrative rules from outside of this country. That's the reality. Now, the state of Oregon is well evolved on its trail going into this, but we're the leaders in that nationwide. But the simplistic thing is, on a local level, we have to be strong locally. We have to look at it and take this apart, and we have to be involved.
All right. And I think at this point, Ed, you've kind of set the table here. The main thing, though, is that if you find passion on this issue about your water rights and your ability to use a well and also to be able to grow food and also to sell it if you need to, in this so-called sustainable development prison that they're trying to go there, you really should be at this meeting. And even though they talk about the public, comment part of it is 7 till 9. But you're telling me you really want to be there at 5:30 today when they're doing the informational presentation, so this way to inform your comment better, right?
That's exactly right. To make your comment count and call out the intrusion. Call out. Why are we commenting only towards your predetermined outcome?
Your predetermined outcome of no permits, essentially, right?
That's exactly right. And so you have to look at it, you have to break it down, and it's a very complex issue, Bill. But the reality to it is there's some foundational aspects to it that have to be addressed. They have to be understood. But our country, our county, everything relies upon our involvement. And we have to finalize this and I want to throw one more thing in there. Vote. Get in there and vote. Make sure your ballot gets dropped off and fight this county intrusion that the people in the south part of the county are trying to do with this change to our charter. This all is tied into this. Every aspect of this, we have to do this. We have to vote these people out. We have to have input every chance we get, and we have to push. You have to be involved. You look at your family and tell them if things really hit the fan, how am I going to feed my family?
All right. Ed?
The reality is they're going to shut off your water. You can't.
All right. Water is life, okay? That along with electricity. So This issue is coming to a head tonight. Remember, 5:30 is the informational meeting, and then 7 till 9 at the Jackson County Auditorium, 7520 Table Rock Road in Central Point. That's the public comment period. So you really do want to get there by 5:30. It could be pretty well attended because something tells me that when you're talking about lighting people's wells on fire, essentially through the rulemaking process, this is a real problem. Okay, Ed, thank you for raising the alarm here. Also, thank you to State Rep Dwayne Junker for giving me the information on this hearing too. It is a complex issue. And I would imagine Kevin from Clouser Drilling will probably be there and certainly getting involved with this because it involves their customers, a lot of their customers, right? All the people out there drilling wells and such.
That's exactly right. And every aspect of our life, like you stated, water is life. Now, when you sit back and you look at this and you understand one aspect, that if they control your water, they control your life. That's it.
Control the food, control the water, control the people, which is really what this is all about. Mr. X,
that's what it's all about.
Mr. X, thanks for setting the fire under some people, okay? All righty?
All right, Bill. Thank you.
Thanks again.
Bye-bye.
770-5633. It's open phones. Conspiracy theory.